Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Good evening, everyone. The state's court's administrator has apologised after media were blocked from the hearing of a Supreme Court judge. Justice Gregory Geeson appeared in an out-of-hours session yesterday, charged with 1 count of common assault and 1 of emotional abuse. He was granted bail with the condition not to breach a family violence order. The decision to not allow media in was deemed due to unusual and unprecedented circumstances. He will face court again in February next year. Police are continuing to investigate the circumstances behind an alleged serious assault of a child in southern Tasmania. Officers from CIB, Forensics and the Uniform Branch are conducting further examinations after a child presented with critical injuries at the Royal Hobart Hospital yesterday. Police believe the injuries are suspicious. The child remains in hospital in a critical condition. A top Tasmanian political analyst has called recent polling concerning for the Labor Party as they concede ground to the government. Moving on from former leader David O'Byrne, the party has released its list of candidates for the next election.
After a year, many expected the Liberal government not to last. They've ended it with a 10-point lead in the polls.
Labor should be very concerned that it's not showing a significantly higher vote than the last election. It's failing to lock in any voters who are fleeing the government.
The next election isn't due until May 2025, but some are still tipping an early vote. Labor's announced its batch of candidates, but polling analyst Kevin Bonham has doubts.
Pretty typical sort of slate of Labor candidates. It's not got a lot of obvious firepower at this stage.
David O'Byrne's omission, the big talking point. The allegations of inappropriate behaviour that saw him step down as leader broke after the last election. But he has a history of polling well.
He runs as an independent. That's obviously going to take a lot of votes away from Labor that are not necessarily going to come back as preferences. He might not even get excluded, so that can be a big problem for Labor.
The Greens have now begun pre-selecting their lead candidates. The Liberals have no timeline as yet. While a polling date or likely result is hard to pick, what is clear from this week's polling is that it will be incredibly hard for anyone to form majority government. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Holiday cheer is sweeping across the state with thousands of Tasmanians dusting off their Santa hats for the return of some age-old traditions. Christmas parties are heating up and streets have been shut down, making way for a very special visitor from the North Pole.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Decking the streets of Launceston in festive cheer, the annual Christmas parade is back in all its glory.
It's been wonderful. We normally don't have so many floats, but this year we had 42, which is amazing.
Each having a holly jolly time, putting their own spin on what Christmas means to them.
It doesn't matter where you're from, what your cultural background is, your religion, all of those things are just based around and centred around the community spirit.
From tiny dancers tiptoeing in their tinsel to a very Aussie affair, the 2023 parade proving 'tis the season for everything merry and bright.
And so many people, we have an event in the city and it brings, over 10,000 people, which is amazing. And of course the children's faces, it's always so exciting.
It's great that everyone came along to see everything. Just the experience of seeing everything go past.
Waving through the elf-tastic extravaganza, all eyes firmly on the main man himself, paying a special visit from the North Pole.
Probably Santa, yeah.
And of course, some fanfare for the infamous Mr. Grinch.
Mr. Grinch came. I thought it was crazy.
The party not ending in Launceston, with Tasmania's Filipino community turning up the heat in Hobart, putting on the ultimate Christmas fiesta.
Kind of really celebrate in the Philippines. So we're trying to bring a little bit of Philippines here.
Celebrating the flavours and fun of the festive season.
Food. Singing.
That's a really good savoury and sweetness to it.
It's really good. Yummy.
'Tis the season to jingle all the way. Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
In breaking news, police say there were serious injuries in a crash involving a motorcycle and a car at Invermay. It happened at Doyne Street near the intersection of Lindsay Street just before 6 o'clock. Police advise drivers to avoid the scene while they investigate the incident. The Christmas spirit has hitched a ride, rolling into Hobart with style. Motorcyclists from all over the state jumped on their bikes for the 44th MRA Toy Run. Santa was out early, leading the pack, guiding an array of gifts, toys, food and donations. The annual ride supports the Salvation Army, hoping to bring a little extra cheer to Tasmanian families at Christmas time. The Jack Jumpers will look to make it 5 wins in a row against the Adelaide 36ers tonight. Fresh off a week off, basketball returns to MyState Bank Arena with the finals chase continuing. Tasmania's currently sitting in third on 7 wins and 5 losses and can go second with the win. Tip-off is at 8 p.m.
Good evening. Today, Hobart 20 degrees, fine conditions for the Christmas parade in Launceston 25, Devonport and Burnie both 21. Across the state, Bushy Park 25 also, Flinders Island, Luncheon Hill and Grove all 22, Low Head and Friendly Beaches 21, St Helens 20, 19 the top for both Maria Island and Strawn, Laiwini and King Island 17 degrees. Areas of low cloud are seen over most of Tasmania with wispy high clouds streaming over the state. The satellite shows thunderstorms over the top end, north and eastern Queensland and the eastern half of New South Wales and Victoria. Tomorrow, a high will move over Tasmania, extending a ridge over Victoria and South Australia. Southeast to easterly winds 10 to 20 knots, tending east to northeasterly in the afternoon, with 1 metre swells in the west and south. Tomorrow, Hobart can expect a shower or two, 20 degrees, possible showers for Richmond 22, cloudy conditions in Ouse 25. Launceston partly cloudy 23, a shower or two in Devonport 19, much the same in Deloraine 20 is the top. A possible shower for Burnie 18, partly cloudy in Strawn 21, also cloudy on King Island, Curry chasing 19. Possible showers in St Helens 20, a shower or two in Swansea 19, cloudy in Whitemark 21 degrees. To the 3-day forecast now, Monday fine apart from possible showers about the west and about higher ground in the northeast. Tuesday showers developing about the west during the morning, fine elsewhere. Wednesday morning showers continue about the west, fine elsewhere, apart from possible evening showers. Taking a look now to mainland capital cities tomorrow, a possible storm and showers are on the way for Darwin 33, similar conditions in Canberra 23, Adelaide sunny 27, a little cooler in Melbourne, 21's the top. A little bit of cloud hanging around the state at the moment, currently Hobart 17, 20 in Launceston and 18 in Devonport. It's lovely to join you in the studio tonight, Michael.
Well, that is all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.